Thank you. Colleagues, I welcome you to today's sitting. You can see some faces I've taken long without seeing. Yes, colleagues, the whole of last week, the media has been awash with stories of investigations being conducted by one of our committees, which is COSASE, and I've seen different reactions, some of them from members of this House. Members of this House making comments about committees, about the conduct of business in this House that would bring into disrepute the image of the House. And of course, as you all know, we derive our powers from Article 90 of the Constitution, and we are supposed to do our work. And also, when you look at Rule 208 of our Rules of Procedure, and also, in addition to Section 8 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, we are supposed to be doing our work without interference. Of course, we must also do it responsibly. On some occasions, we might go overboard, but if there is any issue you have with the conduct of business in this House has a leadership. You can only address it to the leadership of the House. And that leadership is not only the Speaker's office, but it also, you have whips, different whips. You have the lead of opposition, you have the lead of government business, for whom you can register any matter if you have an issue. So I want to caution those interfering with the way we are doing our work as a House, calling and threatening our members of Parliament, or trying to belittle this House when it's conducting its duty, that has to stop. We shall not allow anyone to impute ill motive on this House. And I just caution, whether you're on which bench, even me here, any day I can be a backbencher. Even me. I can sit with macho, you know. So, but colleagues, let's work together. Where you feel any excesses, and I want to urge anyone, where you feel any excess in terms of how the committee is conducting its work, kindly raise it with us. And I want to thank the Attorney General, who has been always, when he has any issue, the Attorney General, you won't hear him trying to question the integrity of Parliament anywhere. He calls the presiding officers. When we fail in our duty, then even if someone goes out, it would be understandable. So I urge you, colleagues, to protect the image of this Parliament, and next time, please don't force us to invoke our rules of procedure. We have disciplinary measures that we can take against anyone who tries to question or to impute ill motive on the operations of this House. The main issue which I wanted to talk about, we have a lot of business, but each one of us has a duty of protecting the image of Parliament, including the leaders when you're conducting your business. Committee members, also when you're in the committees, please behave in a manner that protects the image of Parliament. But also where you feel, and you're a member of this House, that you have any issue, please raise it with us, and we shall ensure that each side is heard. Okay? Any reaction to my communication?
I don't question the integrity of this House, where I am a member. I don't question the integrity of the committee of COSASE. it is good that you have said that I'm a culprit. There are cases when we are made to appear culprits. I had a program on NBS in Uganda. Equal, I've also read the English postings, and I'm wondering as to whether that was exactly what I said. Mr. Speaker, sir, I know it hurts. The Committee of Kosase, in any case, is not only people, honorable members on your left. The bulk of them are members on your right, where I belong. I am an ex-official and I could attend, if I so wish, to attend any committee of parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, on that ground then, if anybody made such writings, translating them from Luganda into English, to appear so slanderous and liberious and defamatory to the committee, I wish to stand here to apologize if they hurt the committee members and anybody else. And also call upon colleagues of this house for us to keep solidarity and the unity of this house. By the way, we would come up and apologize the way I've done. I've read the story. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Speaker.
you for being an honorable gentleman. Colleague, that's how we behave in this house.
Yeah, thank you.
But Honorable Noga, I haven't allowed
I thought you allowed me.
Okay, now I've allowed
you. You pointed to me and
I formalized your...
Most obliged, Right Honourable Speaker. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the guidance you've given, but I would also implore members to critically examine and appreciate Rule 216, Sub-Rule 2 of our Rules of Procedure.
You can read it for them.
Yes, for the avoidance of doubt. Evidence or a document received by a committee shall not be published or otherwise disclosed to any person other than a member of parliament until the report of the committee is presented to the House. It is important, honorable colleagues, that once a matter is still under investigation before any committee, it is important that we do not go to the media to discuss the matter that is still being discussed. It is only when a report has been presented to the House that each and every one of us is free to go to the media and discuss and get opinions from everybody like that. But once a matter is still under investigation, I would implore members, both from this side and that side, to try as much as possible to restrain yourselves from discussing matters that are still pending investigation. That's the counsel I wanted to give.
Thank you. The senior colleague in this house has guided very well. That's why I said we have to behave responsibly. Because sometimes, you know, we go out after an MDA has appeared before the committee, then we make very strong statements to the media, which statements we could not make in the committee. But also on certain occasions, you find that statements are made about people, and in the end, the reports come when they are different. That's why we implore you to focus, okay? To focus. But as a leadership, we shall also be meeting the leadership of committees to handle this issue. But the caution I give is simple. If you are dissatisfied, if you have any complaint on how the committees of parliament are doing their work, this house has a leadership. Reach out to the leadership. Don't call members to the extent of members starting reporting death threats against each other, as if we can turn against each other in this house. So please, I would urge you, please, 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 let's restrain ourselves. If you have a complaint, reach out to the leadership of the house. Our colleagues, this is the matter I don't want to open up. Please. Honorable John Musira has already guided. Mayanja?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. All right, Rule 220, action taken reports. Let me read it. A minister shall submit to Parliament an action taken report detailing what actions have been taken by the relevant ministry following the resolutions of all recommendations of Parliament. Honourable Speaker, on 18th May 2022, this August House made resolutions on the report of the Sectoral Committee on Tourism, Trade and Industry on investigations of the unfair terms in the Memorandum of Understanding between the Government of Uganda and Vinci Coffee Company Limited. The Attorney General was to table an action taken report whether the agreement was null and void. But on the Speaker, it's been 3 months so far. However, he has never replied. But on the Speaker, surprisingly, the Attorney General, before reporting back to the House, the Managing Director of Uganda Coffee Development Authority, Dr. Emmanuel Lyamulemi Niyibingira, on Thursday, 14th July 2022, in newspaper, a government newspaper, New Vision, made an advert of a bridged notes of expression of interest under open international bidding, inviting companies to show expression of interest for provision of transaction advisory service for the establishment of a soluble coffee processing plant in Uganda. Honourable Speaker,
That's a point of procedure. Yeah.
Want it to be proceeded right, the Attorney General to table an action taken report immediately. 2, the Attorney General to table all existing public-private partnership agreements. And lastly, Minister for Agriculture to present a statement on the terms and conditions in the mentioned advert. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable colleagues, I gave my guidance last week on point of procedure because I found we were abusing the point of procedure. I said point of procedure should only be limited to proceedings of the day. This is a matter you would have come to my office, Honourable colleague, as a presiding officer, or even to your leader, the leader of opposition, you share with him. And because it's a matter of the order paper, I would put the Attorney General on order paper, and he knows he's now on order paper, and he goes and he brings the report. So, colleagues, if you're raising a matter of procedure beyond the items on the order paper, please, you know you're out of order. So, Honourable colleague, I've taken your matter. I'm going to ensure that indeed we follow up on it. And what is supposed to be done is done. But point of procedure should be limited to matters on order paper for that day.
Matter of national importance. On 21st August 2022, a total of 14 people were reported dead in West Nile. 6 in Arua City, 5 in Madiokolo, 3 in Arua District, and other districts like Teregu registered some death cases. And some still admitted in a very critical condition in Arua Regional Referral Hospital and other health facilities for consuming suspected poisonous local made waragi branded as CT5, yet uncertified by UNBS.
Even carrying into Parliament, simple things like newspapers are not permitted. And I see a member trafficking waragi into Parliament. Something that we are not sure has even been checked. Because someone can bring a very dangerous substance into this house. So is the member in order, Mr. Speaker?
to carry warrage, not one but 3 and more bottles.
Thank you.
Into this parliament.
Thank you. Colleagues, it's free sitting. Please, it's free sitting. You can sit on any side. Now, Honorable Semuju, you've put me in a tricky position. I don't know whether the member is carrying waraji, whether he's carrying water, because we are around water here. He hasn't told us what he's carrying. I don't know how you quickly scanned that it was waraji. But remember, hey, you man, I'm helping you now. You. Honorable colleague, please say your statement on the floor. If there is anything you want to table, you will seek the Speaker's permission. You don't need bottles.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for protecting me. What I have carried, I don't know the content. I have carried something that is suspected to be killing people. And I don't know if it is waraji, if it is poison, if it is alcohol, but I want to table it for Parliament to examine. So I therefore want to seek permission, Right Honorable Speaker, to lay on table these substances for proper investigation. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Clerk. Clerk, please work with. Thank you. Please,
Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you. Colleagues, please, order. Clerk, the substance, you can read the name for the record, then you give it Sergeant at Arms to get out of the chambers for proper handling and passing on to the relevant authorities who will test and tell us indeed the contents of the product.
The name is Cite 5, pineapple flavored.
Okay. So that's recorded. Please, Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. Colleagues, sometimes we are a bit flexible because if you watched on TV, people being buried in West Nile, and a colleague said he wants to present this matter in a way that expresses the real situation, please, you become flexible as a presiding officer. So, Honourable Minister, conclude on your response. Matters of national importance are
like Mukama Nayamba and others. We are going to work with the UCC and the Minister of ICT to see whether we can track, and the Minister of Health to make sure that these adverts are really not allowed because they mislead the public.
Thank you.
To also to emphasize that the people who have been producing this particular liquor, the outlet has now been closed, and we are working with the police in Arua to carry out further investigations and more arrests in case they are got. I thank you.
But what about those in saturation?
We are working on it, Mr. Speaker, through enforcement to get them out.
Please, Honourable, work out with the MPs from the region, keep them updated. But also, if it is illegal to have a non-certified product on the market, then how do we allow it to be advertised? So you need to work it out with UCC. Honourable Namugagoreti.